drink and then I'm ready.
Hey YouTubers, I want to take some time, probably about 15, 16 minutes tonight, and kind of sort of um, touch upon an old topic that has kind of been left to the wayside, and that topic deals with Monmouth County as a whole. I live and work in Monmouth County. Um, I recently found a town in Monmouth County that I could easily spend the rest of my life in and not want for more. Um, but I don't like the way that things are going. Okay. I don't like the way that the 53 towns in Monmouth County have found their own ways to extort money from the taxpayers. And not all forms of extortion come in the way of a cop putting his blue and red lights on behind you and writing you a $500 or $600 ticket. That's just the way it works in Homedale and Englishtown. I'm joking. But an example would be too about how a lot of these towns, Homedale most prominently, have enacted their land use ordinances. And a lot of their land use ordinances, from their planning boards and boards of adjustment, have been sculpted and enforced so that the average Joe cannot build a business without the blessing of the lords and ladies on the local land use boards. Not too long ago, I came across a gent who bought what I think is the largest operating farm in Homedale. And his house was kind of run down. But even though his house was kind of run down in Homedale, he wanted to keep the operating farm. Now, you see, the problem that arises goes like this. This guy wanted to keep a 26 or 27 acre operating farm. Anybody that's familiar with Homedale knows that they're strapped for cash. The town, not the people that live there, the local government. They're strapped for cash. They don't get money from that whole piece of property known as PNC Bank Arts Center. The majority of that goes to the NJSEA, the Sports and Exposition Authority. The parcel of land that's known as Brookdale, they don't get money for that, even though half of it's in Homedale, half is in Lincroft. So basically, they're taking it in the ass on those two pieces of property. So Homedale didn't want this guy to keep his 27-acre farm because they would rather have organizations like the Toll Brothers or Hovnanian come in, build another 40 or 50 homes on that property, and make what, $4 or $5 million for that development a year in property tax. Whereas this guy comes in, has this almost 30-acre farm, and because it's farmland assessed, now he's paying $94 a year in property taxes. And the more that I spoke to this guy, the more disgusted that I became at the system. The town had its housing inspector, or its construction inspector, basically harangue this guy to the umpteenth time, and this is what they do, folks, okay? In each one of the 53 towns in this county, this is the type of shenanigans that's at play, okay? You don't have to make trouble in Monmouth County. You can find trouble. But to find that trouble, you need to kind of read between the lines and sift through it. I'll be honest with you. I do not know what the racket is in probably a third of the towns in the county. I don't know how the governments survive or what they thrive on. We know, let's see, folks. We know Red Bank, they love their parking enforcement money. We know Tyndon Falls, they love the big developers. Homedale, they love the big developers, and Homedale will always be at war with the state and county governments until they get their fair piece of the pie. And to be honest with you, I don't think they have. I don't. Marlboro, people say it's not a pirate town, but you know what, folks? That's slowly starting to change. They're getting there, just like everywhere else in the state, in the county and state. People talk about this Corona thing, and I firmly believe that when all this is said and done, and Corona becomes a thing of the past, you're going to see a lot of these little towns disappear by the wayside and be merged and consolidated. I believe that. I do. Um, until next time, keep it real, guys.